YouTube, it is once again your favorite game here, Above Average Cody, coming at you today with some advanced movement tips for Halo Infinite Ranked. Now, the tips I'm going to go over in today's video, guys, are really for everybody. There isn't too much you have to have mastered to implement these movement tips in your gameplay, but these are very much advanced because we are going to be covering ways that I found you need to move around the map to even come close to competing, or at least looking like you belong in Onyx and you can compete with those Onyx players. Now, guys, we're going to dive right in here, and the first tip I have for you, as much as I hated to hear it, it is sliding. You have to slide more. I've been seeing this tip come up a lot in the higher Onyx players trying to help me get better. I kind of brush it off. It's kind of silly, but it is very important. And I am not just talking, you know, the regular slide into a jump. You know, you should be doing this around the map anyways. You know, sliding around corners, becoming a tougher target to hit. I am talking power slides, G slides, long slides, however you want to go about calling them, guys. You have to implement these into your gameplay. And of course, everybody wants to be that fast target zooming around. You know, you're a harder target to hit when you do that. But it is also very important on rotations. Not only throwing off your enemy for rotations, but it is just so useful in nearly every circumstance where you are trying to get to an objective, you're trying to get to a teammate that needs help, or you are just trying to get to another area of the map faster. Now, of course, you can just sprint down street here, slide. Again, you're very much out in the open. It takes longer, you're a vulnerable target, and is just not the way to go. So say you're spawning up here, guys, you could take the extra second, jump up here, power slide this way, assuming you hit it, go down here, power slide here, and you can get down here in about half the time that you would if you were to just run down the street and hit a couple slides, guys. So to wrap up this first tip, practice your G slides, your power slides, everything of the sort. Use stairs and things to slide down. Take the 2 extra seconds to jump onto hologram to then slide and chow mid. Because again, it will not only make you a harder target to hit, it will make you rotate faster, and it will help you be in a better position and get to your teammates faster to just be more helpful and just look like a better player overall, guys. It is very important. Now, the only thing I want to say with this, guys, is you do not want to go crazy and always use it. There are plenty of situations where you can power slide and put yourself in harm's way where you have nowhere to go and get away. Now, of course, you could jump back on and power slide away, but it's not always viable to be jumping in front of an enemy, being a predictable target to shoot, and then trying to get away here. So I will say, practice as much as you can. If you are spawning up and rotating, guys, in a regular map, just try to hit the power slide. Even if you're not good at it, guys, just doing it more often will help you become better at them and then hopefully master them in the long term. However, if you are pushing an enemy, you're going to fight, I recommend not doing it as often as I recommend doing it when there's not an enemy around. Because if you get a dead slide, you get a shorter slide than you anticipate, or you do hit it when you don't want to and you end up out in the open, you are going to put yourself at a disadvantage in the gunfight. So, practice often when it's safe. But as you get better at using it, guys, use it smart. Do not always be sliding out into the open and putting yourself in a position where you are possibly not getting first bullet, or you are at a disadvantage with cover and using walls in the gunfight, which I covered a lot in yesterday's advanced aim tips video. Now, next up, guys, that one took a little bit to explain, so we're going to go with an easy one, crouch jump. You have to have the crouch jump mastered because it is faster, your reticle is up, and your gun does not go down while you are climbing, because as you can see, I'm holding the trigger. You have to stop shooting so that you can grab that ledge. But if you crouch jump, you can literally keep your reticle up, keep shooting. And this does not work on every ledge, but the majority of ledges, guys, you can save a lot of time just crouch jumping the ledges. Just something very easy. Just hold crouch as you're going up to the ledge, guys, and you can easily cancel that mantle animation to get onto ledges. Next up, guys, we have some more advanced tips. We have, think about where you are taking your gunfights and how you're going to get away from them. We're going to use the example of this poor fella, this little bot here, fighting at bottom C steps here. Now, there are many different ways you could take this fight. You can just push it right here, use an entry grenade off the ground, and then just chow him. Not a very smart gunfight, because here you're opening yourself to rail, you're opening yourself to top C, to bottom C, and to C steps. You can, of course, jump calf, and you can slide out and take the fight. Little bit more of a higher percentage fight here, as you may open yourself a little bit up here, but you can very easily just strafe left and cut the angles off while shooting. Or you can stay back and you can use your cover here and take the fight. This is the highest percentage fight to take from, depending on the situation, of course. If you're holding like A in strongholds, you're not going to want to push up too fast. We're kind of just covering a basic situation where you're taking the 1v1, trying to keep your life, and trying to put in as much damage as possible. So, if you watched yesterday's aim video, you know you can jiggle peek this pillar as strategically as you'd like, and if you go down in the gunfight, you are not trapped to get in this grenade blender. You can pair your G slides up with the great positioning you have to get away, and you can simply just turn, look away, and then slide out of the fight. You can even get out back A here, keep your eyes on the target, keep looking, back up, use the crouch jump, and get back up planters. And now you can regen, reposition, even grab this drop shield, and retake the fight however you want, all while anchoring your spawn and defending at the same time. Now, this is pairing your advanced, faster movement along with your positioning, which I very much put your positioning at how you take a gunfight in the movement category, because again, you always want to be moving, you want to be jiggling around corners, and you want to put yourself in a position where you can easily reposition on that gunfight. You're in the power spot. The enemy has no clue what to do with you, because you are just the hardest target ever to hit. You're being a little rat, and then at that point, guys, you're either just going to win the gunfight because you are the better, higher IQ player, or the enemy team is going to have to call over more help from their top C, their C steps, their bottom C, to just come and kill you, because this kid is screaming in the comms saying he needs help because he cannot kill this kid with the twisted movement. And then if you do that, guys, it pulls more enemies off the glory objective, say if we're using the stronghold example B. So even if you have the simplest job of just anchoring A, guys, do not ever underestimate the movement and the positioning of using your cover, ducking in and out, and of course always having a getaway from your gunfight. Because again, the initial example, guys, if you are taking the fight over here, you have zero getaway. Your only hope of a getaway is running back and sliding this way, which I cannot tell you how easy it is for this guy to move up Pink Street and kill you, or for the enemy up here to throw a spike grenade in here and just absolutely obliterate you. One more quick thing too, guys, is thinking about how you can jump to split cover here. The example here where you're going down ATMs and taking the chow, the enemy in the lower lobbies may just think you're hiding here trying to get a regen, but what you can actually do is jump up here and jump and use the wall as cover. That enemy top C is never going to see you because this is protecting you, and then you can peek out here and then go from there. The other enemy in this example is here, and then you can just rat away and just completely reposition, guys. So jump and use your cover such that they cannot see the angle you are repositioning to, and even if they do, guys, they're not going to expect you to make that play. So just keep your reticle up, and as you land, just be ready to put in some shots. Next up, guys, pairing off using your cover, we are going to talk about what I like to call hugging the walls, right? So say you're trying to push an objective here, either it's the hologram King of the Hill OBJ, you're pushing up A, what have you. Instead of just flying out and going for the objective here, because now you could be putting an enemy behind you. You do not want to do that. And by that, I mean there could easily be an enemy hiding in here in PD. There could be an enemy hiding right here behind planner. There could even be an enemy top heaven that you were just too oblivious to see because you were too excited to jump at the objective. So you're going to hug the walls here. Instead of just running out B and heading straight for the objective, you're going to go through arcade. Check out arcade. Look into tires. There could be somebody hiding here. Even throw a grenade in there. See if you get any info. And then take it as it comes to you. You have tires clear. Peek out here. Nobody's looking. Okay, maybe you have an enemy or a teammate pushing mid. They're able to tell you if anybody's bottom A. Slide out. Check your corner caution. And then get into PD. Check your corners. Check pulse carbine corner. Check behind the desk here. And then just check out everything. And perhaps nobody's back here. Perhaps you get a kill. But now you know. You can calm out that PD is clear. And this allows your teammates now to move into tires, clear out tires, move in here, and just fly at the objective. And more importantly, you are in a power position now because the enemy is trying to hold the points here and trying to fight the front, the players that are just pushing the objective out in the open in the middle. You are behind them now. So you can use all of your movement tips to now kill the enemies on the king of the hill and use your cover and duck back. Or perhaps you're pushing the A objective. Throw off the rotation before they can even turn around. Slide over here, get some shots in. Move in, grab pink, put in shots there. And that's how you very easily flip spawns. You keep comms nice and clear, and your team can know that there's not enemies behind them or next to them, and it just makes for an easier push onto objectives. So use your wall hugs, guys. And more importantly, if I'm hugging the wall here, I don't need to worry about an enemy behind me shooting me in the back. But if I go simply this way and I don't hug the wall, there could be an enemy sitting here waiting to shoot me in the back, and I look like just the smallest brain, lowest IQ player on the map. So hug your walls, guys. You know, check the corner before you hug the wall, and then open up and get ready to shoot enemies that do not even expect you to be there. Next up, guys, in terms of faster rotations and throwing off the enemy, use the fastest path to get to places. If you're trying to get up to B rail here, you do not have to walk up the steps and take this super long route to chow this guy up tires and help your team on B. You can jump on the railing, you can mantle up it and then chow it, and then you can back down, you can jump down and break the line of sight faster. Just use that intelligently, you know, don't jump right in front of an enemy because you're gonna make yourself the easiest target to hit ever. So use paths that are faster to get to where you are going, guys. Do not be afraid to jump and completely cut off these steps. You do not have to use stairs like a civilized citizen. You can just easily jump up here and use all of your leaps to kind of get you to that angle a slight bit faster, and it will also throw somebody off, because chances are if the calls come in B steps, guys, they are throwing a grenade right there, and if you are jumping up to B rail here, that grenade is not going to do nearly as much damage to you if you were just climbing up the steps like a normal citizen here. And just basically take the fastest route possible. Like here, guys, the crouch jumps I already told you about. You can crouch jump this and go up the steps. You do not have to walk all the way around and go up the stairs. I realize it's a fairly, like, mediocre thing to do, but there are plenty of players that do not think about their fastest path to an objective. So just do the things that can get you places faster, guys. Even jumps like this that most people don't even bother thinking about, because it can put you in a very good position to kill the enemy, especially when the enemy is not expecting you to be there. Next up, guys, on the topic of protecting yourself and getting out of gunfights, I want you to think about how you are escaping these gunfights. Say you're fighting this poor fella here, up here, right at the end of Pink Street. And you're down bad. You're taking a lot of damage. I want you to think about how you are getting away from this gunfight, all right? You do not, the number one tip, you do not want to jump away. You know, jumping away makes you a very predictable target. You cannot adjust your trajectory in air, and you are just a predictable target. Very easy kill here. I want you to think about dropping off a ledge to break the line of sight. So instead of jumping in this situation, just drop. Literally just drop back. It makes you disappear faster to break that line of sight, and it gives you more time to think about what you're doing rather than jumping in midair and just becoming the most predictable target ever. Another example of this could be fighting here. Maybe you're fighting somebody top B steps. Do not try to, like, jump or anything. Just move and break the line of sight, guys. Just drop down and then just keep moving. You'll see enemies or pros quite often slide off ledges to break lines of sight. I don't know, say somebody's chasing you up here and you just need to absolutely get away and live up, guys. Just slide off the ledge and go down and run. You can see how quickly my feet touch the ground and how quickly I am off to the races to continue running and sliding away. Meanwhile, if I were to get excited and jump out this way, I am now just a sitting duck, and they are basically just skeet shooting and just lining up the target and hitting that final headshot on me. So again, do things faster. Just slide off the ledge. It doesn't take as long to hit the ground, and you can run, reposition, and do whatever you need to do to put in more damage or get away from that gunfight in general, guys. And now 2 more very quick tips for you guys. Take off angles on the enemy. If you're protecting something here in C, say you've got the oddball held up C here, Do not just stand under the oddball out in the open and just put in shots, guys. Hold an off angle. Take the risk of them spawning PD. Maybe you hear them coming Pink Street. Take the B steps angle and shoot them as they're coming in, because I promise you, if it's crunch time, the enemy is going to be so focused on sprinting at this objective, they are not going to be ready for you to be top B rail. Now, this tip, much more situational, takes a lot of time to learn, guys. Just hold off angles, try to be where the enemy is not going to expect you to be, and then pair that with getting away from your fights and power sliding away. I promise you, you are going to be an absolute nuisance to the enemy team. And then the last tip I have for you guys, since this video is already way too long, learn skill jumps. This is something I have not mastered, but something I am working on very heavily. Perfect example here is the pizza jump to top commando here. A very important tactic that not enough people use, that is very important for gameplay, guys. And again, like I said, I have not mastered it, but we're talking the pizza jump, the back tower jump on live fire, easier jumps even, like jumping on the fuse boxes on live fire as well, to get some extra time to regen, because it will keep enemies guessing. The majority of players, for some reason, still don't know how to do these in the ranked lobbies, guys, and you will just look like the most, like, amazing player ever, especially if you are using these in your diamond lobbies or your low Onyx lobbies, guys, because I promise you, nobody's hitting those jumps 100%. Nobody's amazing at them, but if you practice them, guys, you can learn them well enough to the point where if there is a tough situation where you need to get somewhere in a hurry, I promise you guys, be confident with these jumps, and you can put yourself in a situation where hopefully you can hit it, throw the enemy off, and then get yourself some easy kills, and more importantly, surprise the enemy so that they have to turn their heads and kill you instead of just obliterating your senseless teammates that are pushing from the front of the objective. But alrighty, guys, just some quick advanced movement tips, things I'm working on. By no means am I a pro, by no means am I the best player ever, but these are things I am incorporating into my gameplay that I am finding are helping me big time in the higher lobbies, because of course I want to compete, but again, I am not the best player, but we're working on it, trying to be, and just taking the tips as I learn them to you guys to help you guys out in your endeavors in Halo Infinite rank. But alrighty, guys, video's long enough. You guys know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. We stream this 5 days a week. Leave a like on the video. It helps out. Comment any other tips you guys may have for the people watching this video. And then, of course, channel memberships. Super thanks if you'd like support monetarily. Please do not feel like you have to, but it helps out ever so much. But alrighty, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.